Hi there, I'm Hannah. I'm an SEO specialist here at Avidly in the UK, and I'm just going to walk you through HubSpot's AI Search Grader. So if we go onto the thing here, so this is your beginning part of the page. So all of the details here, you can input sort of custom, whatever you want to put in. So I'll just put in Avidly, so I'll put in Avidly there. Then obviously location dependent, I'll just put United Kingdom. And then products or services, marketing, services, and then industry, I'll just put in marketing. One thing to know when you're using the AI search graders is that all of these things can sort of impact the score that you get. So say you put in United States, that can massively change who your competitors are that come up, and it can also change your brand sentiment, that sort of thing. The same thing with the products or services and the industry. So just know that every time that you're checking it, if you're tracking this system, just to know that that can change things as well, and to keep that consistent if you're going to do that. So this is the initial thing that you'll see. So over the side here, you'll see that we have OpenAI, which is what powers ChatGPT. Then we see Perplexity and Gemini. So these are the three current ones that HubSpot has got. Gemini was just recently added, so they are constantly working on this system. So the initial thing that you'll see is this score here. So you get either a green, red, or like a yellow, amber. So that's sort of a good indication of where you are at the moment. And this is the sort of thing you could track if you're consistently putting in the same thing at the beginning. You'll also go down to brand sentiment. You'll see here that you can access your full analysis. It's not a huge process. All you need to do is click Unlock Insights, and then I will put in my email address, click Next, and then Submit. So that'll just bring up everything else there. You can also download your report here. You can download it as a PDF and share with other people. So just starting from the top here, you see your brand sentiments. Those are things people are positive and negative are saying about you. And then the share of voice is a bit of an odd one because it depends on the size of the location of the industry, that sort of thing. So a lot of the time I have seen that you can have a 0. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad score, and it'll go into more details about that later on anyway. So the brand sentiment, this is just an overview. It sort of gives you information about what it is, looks up the language used in these AI search engines to see whether it's positive and negative. And you'll see this down here as well. So you see we've got 75% positive and some neutral. The only thing is there, it doesn't necessarily give you exactly what's being said. That doesn't exist as a tracking metric just yet. But we can see some analysis here. So it's gathering quite the buzz, reflecting 75% strong sentiment. That's really good. And then it'll go into our strengths. So it'll be things like comprehensive services, HubSpot partnership, and tailored strategies. So it just shows all the good things that are coming from your brand. One thing to consider with all of this is it's not necessarily about SEO. It's about your brand as a whole. So it won't give you performance of keywords and things like that, but it'll give you an overall look at what AI is seeing as your brand. So you notice that you don't put in your website or anything like that. It's purely your brand name. And then it'll come in as well with weaknesses here. So things like pricing concerns, project timelines, and uncertain sentiment on UK presence. So these will give you some other things to look at. It's potentially things like we've had before, like you say pricing concerns. It might be slightly pricier on the website. Are there better ways that we can phrase that, like on the website and in our other presence on the internet? And then another thing here is the share of voice. So these are the competitors that it'll bring up in this nice little graph. A lot of the time, these aren't accurate competitors. It really depends on the information that you give the search grader at the very beginning. So a lot of these we wouldn't necessarily consider our competitors, but it is an interesting thing to have a look at, and it can be really good to give you another insight into what AI search might be thinking are your competitors, and that could give you another point to go from your marketing perspective as well. And as you go further down, there's more analysis, themes and trends, and these are all based on what your competitors are doing. So things like the Ogilvy, I don't know if that's how you say it, but there you go. So it's 26% of the total share, and it'll say like things it's known for, like its advertising and public relations. And then there's other ones like legacies and the creative ones as well, and it'll sort of give you a little bit of analysis on what your competitors are doing. So that's just for OpenAI, and then obviously you can go through similar sort of things for Perplexity, and it'll give you different scores, different analysis. Sometimes the weaknesses and strengths are very similar, and they can be quite generic. So I would always use these as a starting point for any actions that you're doing later on, and a very similar thing here with Gemini as well. I do expect this to be developing consistently within HubSpot. Purely from an UX standpoint, it's a little bit annoying that you have to keep putting in your email address if you want to keep doing reports, but it does help that you can have that report emailed to you and download the PDF as well. So it's a great tool to start with, and then where you can go from there within not just SEO, but your entire marketing performance and your campaigns.
Follow us on LinkedIn for more expert insights every week.